All right, welcome to Smokey Reacts. I'm your boy journalist, and on this one, we are back. I believe we've done some daily wrap up crew before early on in the channel. I've seen a couple of other videos that I thought might be good, so got those set aside. Let's go start with this one. This is She Said Black Men Prefer Non Black Women. I would like to see where this goes. Like to see the thoughts before I give like my 2 cents. So yeah, that's kind of why we're here. Thank you for joining me. Please do hit that like, subscribe, Patreon's in the description, and let's see it. Let's get into this.
Until Wolf come back. I do. There's another topic I want to get to, but why do y'all think that men prefer like other groups of other races of women?
We just had this
We
topic.
got
Okay, that's also why I wanted to wait to give my 2 cents because I was like, is it a directly asked question or was it somebody's point of view that was taken for the title of the video? So yeah, okay.
So
so much.
much.
That's one of y'all topics. Yeah.
Yeah, we
So
need to hear that from you guys.
What? Black men prefer.
there's men and there's men in general.
Do they
men in
prefer
general.
Well, see, with us it was, do men? Why is it that black men prefer either white girls or Spanish girls? That was the topic that
You think we?
I think that's
I think so.
I think
The way that I
men
see
like
it,
what they like how women like what they like. No, I feel like guys really don't care.
So Spanish men don't do that.
I feel like Spanish men either tend to go with a white girl or a Spanish girl.
No,
All right, where we're at, that's what we
not the
see.
case.
When I say they love black girls, they do.
Yeah, they do.
And that's a fact.
Spanish men.
I don't see that. And
From
do you
out
guys
here.
see that in Providence? Because
Nah, well, that's not standard from where we're from.
no,
I think they're ashamed to show it at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
I think it's some shaming and part of it. I don't see them publicly doing it, but I do feel like they are very attracted to black women.
Who?
I feel like they should be.
Spanish
Black
guys?
women are
Me
absolutely
Me too.
beautiful.
Me
They're
too.
goddesses.
I believe the same thing.
You're welcome. I mean that.
So black men. We ain't gonna just big up Spanish men like they just black men love black women too.
So
Like, you know
why
what
is
I'm
it that we
saying?
see that, like, we hear about that, like a thing, like black men don't want to date black
Because
women?
it's easier for the media to paint black men as this,
bad guys.
as the bad
Black
guys.
men marry
We get
black
women.
women.
I'm not. It's not the media just painting people. There's a large contingent, not a large contingent. I just, at least my personal experience, I've met a lot of homies or have a lot of homies who are like, yo, I would prefer to date this due to their last experience with a black woman. So now they're like, I don't want that same experience. So I prefer not to date black again. And I'm just like, that's kind of stupid because you are now using your one experience with the person to decide how all those type of people would be. So now you're missing out on possibly finding a black woman. Not saying you have to be with a black woman because hey, love is love. Love whoever the hell you gonna love. I don't care. Do what you gonna do. Just as if you are going to date interracially, you just need to, at least in my opinion, find somebody who's really going to be riding with you because the weird conversations I've had to have with women that are not black women, I don't feel like I would have to have if I was only dating black women because I then feel like I have a person that may understand my experience or my existence a little bit better. So there's a lack of misunderstanding or there's a greater frame for reference. So when I do speak, I don't feel like I'm having to explain why I exist. At least that's my experience when dating interracially. So that's why I say like I don't care as long as you actually find a partner who's gonna ride for you. So as long as that's happening, I really don't give a fuck.
They say, who's stealing out here? Black men. Who's fucking out here? Black men. Who cheating out here? Black men. It's just everything.
Black
We're the
men
fucking
marry black
postman.
women at an 87% rate, but y'all want to focus so
I
much on the
never
other
knew that.
percent.
I
Like,
never knew that.
because y'all probably see one celebrity and y'all see him with a white girl or a Spanish girl, and y'all try to paint that as all. Most black men in America marry black women. Like, you know
That's
what I'm
a fact.
saying?
That's
Like,
beautiful.
So why are most black women single then?
now that's a different conversation.
it
Like,
just
you know what I'm
makes
saying?
no
Like,
sense.
That goes back to our first topic about complying to a man's needs.
Well, there's more women than men on the earth. Period. I mean, so there's more black women than black men. So I mean, if you do the math, every black woman can't be in a relationship with a black man. You know what I mean?
So my thing is that I feel like we hear a lot that there's a standard that and I'm obviously not black, I'm Portuguese, but you hear it that black men are almost harder on black women in relationships. It seems like they treat them I don't know, like difficult, like more like I don't know.
I think that's false. I think men in general require the same thing from no matter what woman they
Exactly.
dating. I mean, they want femininity, they want peace, they want love,
So
they want
social media
understanding.
just be lying
I
because
know,
that's
you know
not
what
how
it
they
is.
painted it.
Unfortunately, in our community specifically, black men don't get to control their own narratives, and a lot of times, what y'all will hear where is black women speaking so negatively about
Right,
black men and
That's
their
right, right.
experiences,
Right.
which may not even
but
be true.
even if
I'm gonna say I partially disagree with the black men don't control their own narratives. I'm literally watching 3 black men control the narrative on how black men should be discussed. I watch a many black men on the internet controlling said narrative. I think it's more so there is it again, my own personal experience, black men and men in general get taught that voicing corrections or participation in arguments invalidates your manhood or invalidates your position when you do things. Like I've heard niggas be like, "Oh, why you arguing with her? She's a female." Like her being a female doesn't mean that she still can't be corrected. Or like I'm what I'm only supposed to argue with men. Like it doesn't make sense. It's stupid. If I'm gonna argue, I'm arguing with whatever person. I don't give a fuck if you have a vagina or a penis. Like if you're wrong and we're in an argument, that's what it is. And nobody is lesser for participation in it. So, but yet there are men that think this way. So then there are things that do need corrective narratives, and they actively choose not to participate in them a lot. I would like to say, or yeah, like what the fuck's that got to do with me? That's none of my business. It's just a bunch of shit I've heard before for niggas to just kind of equivocate their way out of needing to like you might need to speak up to make sure that this narrative does not go forth. But a lot of us will just be like, even myself, I'm very big on I don't give a fuck what somebody says. I've actually caused issues in my relationships due to like taking this belief on like too much because I may not care what outsiders say about our relationship, but the woman in my relationship may want to feel more protected. And though I may not care and it doesn't fluster me, she feels away. And she might like to feel better the fact that I might just speak up versus me just remaining silent because my silence to her is being perceived a certain way. And it's just, I don't care. But these are, again, things that you have to kind of like learn and understand that like even sometimes being silent can cause an issue despite it not being an initial issue, and you got to say some shit. So this is where I say these narratives where black men do X, Y, or Z, we just don't give a fuck. Or sometimes like we lean into them like, oh, we don't care, like the fucking all black niggas have big dicks. It's like, bro, like what are we doing here? Niggas is not trying to clean that up at all. I don't see one nigga out here be like, no, it's not happening. Why? Because it's one that, again, it's a narrative that we're happy to deal with. Or when he said earlier, like, who's out here fucking? Black men. Like, that's, again, a narrative that there's a large group of black niggas out here who's like, I wish I could get me some. But they're not out here fucking. So, again, it's things that we are very selective to just speak up on, I feel like, is more so why this belief gets believed more, especially on the internet with people looking at, like, echo chambers or people to kind of just validate their thoughts.
in movies you see it. Like
Yeah, but
you
again,
see it.
that's not black men controlling their own narratives. We're letting other people control our narratives. That's not necessarily true. Like,
That's
yeah.
honestly shocking to me. I really thought that like black men really dated either Spanish or white. I really thought that. 'Cause
No,
I've never really seen like
All my brothers out there, that if you do see this and you've got any race of woman that is not black or fucking Spanish, please drop a comment because I'm like, yo, my brother's like Asian women, Middle Eastern women. My brother's out here like food. As long as the food is good, we are eating. That's all that matters. That's it. That's all.
like
As a black man, I never even dated a Hispanic or I never dated outside my race.
That's fire.
I think just
That's
in general,
crazy.
Men look for the same qualities. Yeah,
I love chocolate women.
men look for the same qualities in women, right? And it starts with feminine, fit, and friendly, right? If you have those core features as a woman, then you could attract any man,
I'm gonna. This is just shit metrics, honestly. Wait, fit what?
right? If you men look for the same qualities in women, right? And it starts with feminine, fit, and friendly, right?
I don't know, man. Like, this is such like a blanket statement. Like, not every nigga wants a fit bird. Not every nigga prefers a atypical feminine type of woman. Most niggas don't even care about their bird being friendly. Some niggas like best way I could put it is tsundere. So Tsundre. Google that. women with those type of personalities, a lot of men actually enjoy dealing with those women. Those women are not friendly. So these are just like shit metrics. They're just like broad statements that don't really actually work like when you get to like a granular level. And that's how I think this type of advice needs to be given, is because it has to be good enough advice that once it gets filtered down to one individual person taking on whatever opinion or idea you've put forth, like it is workable in a individualized setup. Because yeah, everybody would like those 3 Fs, but I don't think every person also wants their girl to be like that. Just like not every girl wants to be fucking complimented every goddamn time you fucking see her. Like some women are just like, what? Like I've been complimented as a grown woman for fucking 25 plus years. Like I know what the market's saying about me. Do you have anything else to say about me that you may find it like special or important, instead of just, oh, I'm beautiful or I'm pretty? But then you do have some people that enjoy this. Like, I don't know the girl personally, but like how Tom Holland is always complimenting Zendaya. She seems to be a person who that is her love language. He speaks to it and speaks to it often. He has learned what his partner likes. It's an individual one-on-one thing. I think everybody wants a good person and to be treated well. And then if you can voice what you were seeking in a relationship in the beginning, then I think that's where you begin to find out whether or not your girl is going to be the friendly way you want her. If she's going to be the extra feminine thing that you would like her to be. Some niggas don't even care about that shit. Like, I just want a good person. Somebody bring me peace, serenity, and when we do the thing, it's magic. After that, we figure the rest out. If we can't get these things right, I don't care about the rest of the shit. That's why I'm like, these metrics they don't seem to really work for me.
If you have those core features as a woman, then you could attract any man of any ethnic group. But when you start to take
No, you
away
can't.
as a woman, when you start to not have those traits, those don't seem as desirable.
What about all my brothers that be like, yo, she wears like 1,000 pounds of makeup, like she's super high maintenance. I don't want nothing to do with that bird. Like, I think he speaks more to the traditional male lifestyle, those type of guys that are looking for that when he says these things, because it doesn't seem like it works for I don't know, because I like a lot of traditional like things. Like I'd like a house, a home, a wife, a kid, all these things. Like I'm very traditional in certain senses, but then I'm not particularly locked into like how that framework works. It doesn't have to be like it is being stated in the way that he would like it to be. Like I don't know if it has to be those type of things in your relationship. I think it's person to person. Nah, it doesn't work like that.
Anymore. Like, you get what I'm saying? So
I'm sorry, can you say them again? You said feminine,
fit, and friendly, right?
Okay, so the fit one is the one that really stuck out to me. What kind of fit? Because I feel like I see you look at 300-pound, my 300-pound life, and these big women are on there with husbands.
Yeah, but that's not the majority. That's not the majority. Again, we see one example and we think, okay, it's possible. That must, like, you know what I mean? I'm just talking about men of all ethnic groups value women that's in shape. You get what I'm saying? There's no what's considered shape. 300 pounds. Come on, we got.
Stop saying this shit. It's not true. There's so many niggas out here like big women. My nigga, I'm not even gonna put my nigga out there like that. But I know brothers that date interracially, that the stereotype is that like, oh, you like big women, like okay, sorry about that. We got a studio session tonight. Everybody showed up an hour early, so I had to go answer the door. But back to my point though. My brother's saying that there are men in every ethnic group that value fit women, healthy. However, there are men in every ethnic group that also value women of all shapes and sizes. So to be like, oh, every man wants a skinny bird, that's not true. Because sometimes I'll even show the homie some birds and I'm like, yo, bro, like, just body alone, I'm thinking in my head, every man's going to say yes. My boy will see her and be like, no, it's done out here. I don't want her. It's like, she might as well be clapped. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, to say that every man wants the same type of body style is just crazy. I feel like it'd be more accurate if you just like men like women. They just leave it there, because men like the type of women that they like. There is no particular fit. That's why I say it's more so it should be used in like the UK sense, because not every bird that is called fit is actually like fit in the standard atypical style of like a female's body. Like you thinking a girl looks fit is just she looks pretty to you. She's beautiful to you. You like how she looks to you. That's why beauty's in the eye of the beholder is very important here. So to speak in a way that's like, oh yeah, like there's every nigga in every demographic or racial demographic likes a fit bird. It's like it's true. It's like water's wet, my nigga. Like people like there's a reason outside of just media that symmetrical beauty standards are things that are favored. That's just hardwired into our goddamn brain and DNA. Like that's you're not really saying shit.
Women that's in shape. You get what I'm saying? There's no what's considered shape. 300 pounds. Come on, we gotta be realistic. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But you
like,
see that and they're happy where you see more fit women where they're single. So why is
but
that?
then they might not have the femininity, or they might not.
No, those fit women also have the same thing that fit men have. I got choices, huh? I don't want to be with you. But then you also have on both sides of this, show me a good-looking man or a good-looking woman, and I will show you a motherfucker who is tired of putting up with their bullshit. Just because you look good does not mean that you will be off the fucking market. You could be a terrible person. You have a shit personality. There's so much into why people are single besides just their physical form is appealing or alluring that people fail to account for.
Now be friendly. Like I said, once you have those qualities.
No, that femininity thing is tough though. When because it's when I feel like the men we're gonna get outraged. I feel like we're not allowed to be too feminine anymore.
What's your ethnicity?
I'm Dominican.
Dominican. Okay.
Because we're picking up slack for men, so it's like I gotta be half guy and half girl.
What slack are you picking up from your man?
For example, because we got
Who do you mostly date? A Dominican man or black man?
black, but I'm with a Dominican right now.
Okay. All right. Continue.
This the 9 year? This 9 year guy? This a 9 years guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I just
So
feel
what's
like
like you picking up for him?
okay, so this is how it is.
Damn.
We get videos where like
Hey, why my nigga do it like that?
so I just
So
feel
what's
like
like you picking up for him?
okay, so this is how it is. Like we get videos where like it's just thousands of comments of men saying like, oh, well, we're not gonna do this and we're not gonna do that, but it's like women are going to work every day, paying half of the bills every day, and then we gotta come back home and also do everything around the house. And so then that's when I get mad.
I don't think
People stay.
Yeah.
No, I understand that, but in a lot of the situations, that's what women put up with. They also gotta pay half of the bills and come home, take care of kids, wash clothes, do it. You know what I'm saying? Do everything, and that's the reality of things.
that's not the reality.
It is. You know how much women comment saying that that's what they do?
No, and you know how many men like me who I watch my kids, I do my kids' homework, I cook more than my woman, I pay more
You guys
bills
are
than
unicorns.
No, it's not unicorns.
Yeah,
They're
you
out
guys are.
there.
Again, we're letting
Out there.
women.
It's the woman that brings that out of the guy.
I'm not taking responsibility for that. Absolutely not.
If he was demanding that, he would do it.
He would do it. Because
No, demands are how relationships fall apart. Don't demand me to do another thing, because if you do, I promise you, I blow all this shit up. We might as well be in a terrorist argument, because you're not gonna hold me hostage with your demands. Now, can a woman bring out of a man the want or will to do more than he was doing the day before so he could provide more? Sure. But that takes a level of maturity and self-awareness in the man. You have to be able to verbalize and communicate with your partner what you feel like they are lacking and what you would like them to be doing. And then you also need to be able to communicate clear lines of what you would like your household to operate like, because there's a lot of men that say the things that the Dominican lady is saying, like, yo, I pay all the bills, I do all this, and then I come home, my house don't be cooked clean, I don't have no goddamn food cooked, like my kids looking crazy, like what is this, like what am I getting from this relationship? Plus I'm not getting anything that I thought I was going to be getting from a quote unquote kept woman type of dynamic. So then there's men that are also on the 50-50 thing. Like it's just really bad to just think that every relationship should operate the same as the next relationship. And I think each relationship should be handled case by case, because otherwise you're going to get into these debates about like, oh, well, men should do this or women should do this. And that's when we start being like, well, you're not a woman. You're not a man. How can you tell me how I should be doing X, Y, and Z? And then we have all this anecdotal evidence and all these personal stories of exactly why we feel like a man or a woman should be moving in a particular way. State what the fuck you want and do it from the beginning. That is how you build a healthy relationship. This is where you won't get into these situations where you're covering half the bills and you're doing all the cooking when you come home, when you could be in a relationship with a person's like, well, Shorty's doing half, I'm going to do my half, and I'm going to make sure she cooks. Like, it's just all communication, I really think it is.
Because women stay in relationships that make them unhappy. So guys are like, I'm gonna do whatever. Start leaving.
So do men, though. Like, people stay in relationships that make them unhappy. It's not just women. It's not just men. It's everybody playing the game.
So I have to tell you to clean.
No, tell you to clean. Start leaving relationships.
Yes, you do. Yes, the fuck you do. Tell me you want me to clean because I may not be paying it any fucking mind. Thus, the reason that you need to tell me and why the fucking house is clean or not clean. Like, communicate to me that. Yes, you feel like a person's, like, her face totally to me said, like, he a grown-ass man. I shouldn't have to tell that nigga nothing. No, that's how that works. Communicate with the person you're with.
People are staying in stuff and being miserable when they can just leave because they want to be comforted by another person. You need comfort within yourself.
I just feel like if you don't tell a man, they're not gonna
go. You're not gonna put up with a lot of stuff.
At least from the things I'm hearing from Shorty all the way to the left, she says she's not taking responsibility for telling a man these type of things, and then she's also saying that she can't believe that a man or the person that she's talking to, just to paraphrase, doesn't know these things already. This seems to me it's just communication, basically. Like, she doesn't either want to have to communicate the thing because she feels the thing should be already understood and adhered to, so now it just gives her more stress and animosity towards her partner. It's not necessary. Like, tell the nigga he's doing the shit wrong. It's like women out here taking bad sex off of niggas, or niggas taking bad sex off of women. Like, you better speak the fuck up. Like, what is wrong with you? You out here letting X person lay with you, and you're not having a good time, but yet you're doing it because you love them. And now you just got this thing that you don't say to this person. Stupid.
That's not my life. Trust me, that's not my life. But I'm just saying, a lot of women comment saying the same thing. It's not just, I mean, there's a lot of different situations with different women. A lot of them can't just go up and leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that easy. Some women have kids. Some women, it's just a lot of situations that you can't just say up and go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Excuses.
But a
it's
woman,
not excuses. It's not.
Excuses.
a woman
Not
that has,
always. Sometimes men change after kids.
but
We've seen
a
it.
woman that has kids, right, and she's working multiple jobs, and she's doing this, she's paying all the bills for her household, and she has kids. She never uses, well, I'm working, I can't be a mother, I can't be a nurturing. Like, she never would use that as an excuse. So I don't know why all of a sudden now, because you work and because women have fought for equality, and now y'all work in the household, now we can't be feminine. Y'all don't have these excuses when y'all parents, when y'all single mothers. Y'all still go home and be very much nurturing and a mother to y'all children.
You gotta still cook, you still gotta
all
clean.
right, but those are children. We're talking about a
Adults,
partner.
a man.
A relationship is built upon duty and service. You have a duty and service in your relationship. That is your job. You may not like it, but you still must do it if you would like to have a healthy and happy relationship. Otherwise, you're going to be people like this. Well, those are children, but that's a man. That's your partner. Yeah, that's my partner. That means we're supposed to work on shit. It ain't going to be fucking pretty. It's not going to be technically unconditional like it is towards your kids. That means there's going to be some effort required from all parties. You got to put in the work.
You're capable of doing it.
Yeah, I'm capable of doing it, but it's a partner.
That's what I'm saying. It's just being an adult. Just like your job. I always say this. Women can't talk. Women always talk about they can't be feminine or they can't be this, that, and the third. But when y'all go to your employers, right? Y'all know exactly how to turn on that switch. Y'all don't never give y'all employer no attitude. Y'all don't give them your ass to kiss, no nothing. But y'all feel the need to turn that switch off with your man and be able like, well,
You gotta put up with this
you
shit.
gotta put up with this shit. But when I don't go to work, I know not to talk to my employer like that. I'm very much of my femininity when I talk to my employer. There's no masculinity. There ain't no masculinity coming
I
out.
don't think it's femininity in the job. I think it's just a workplace.
You're not aggressive. You're not aggressive
I
and
am
assertive with your
Yeah.
boss.
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
I swear the hell.
I'm sorry. I'm also very
swear to
direct.
God,
I'm very direct. I'm very professional, but I'm very direct. There's no reason for me to be disrespectful or turn up to my employer, but I'm going to convey the message that I need to convey in a professional way that is going to make them take a step back. Like, oh, I can't speak to her like this, or oh, I know to pull Sarah aside and have a conversation with her. I'm not going to have a conversation with her like this in front of all these people. That's unacceptable behavior, and that would happen if I was at work or with my man. Like, if we're together, right, and you try to check me in front of all these people, we're gonna have a conversation right there about whoa, this isn't the time or the place to have this conversation. We should be speaking privately, you know.
Do you
So it's
think
like,
there's gender roles though? Like women should be at home.
She is right though. Shorty all the way to the right. Whatever our beef is, I don't give a fuck what it is. You ride with my shit while we outside. We will deal with this when we get home. If that's not the basis of where we're going to be able to communicate from, please leave me the fuck alone. Please leave whoever the fuck you want to be with alone, because that is not healthy, and it makes both of y'all look stupid, despite how no matter who's looking stupid or playing boo boo the fool at the time, biting their tongue so we can have this discussion later at home. You are building that shit up far more in your head, because I promise you, never once in my entire life has a nigga been like, oh, bro, like, yo, you had your girl looking stupid yesterday. Da, da, da. Like, no, like, we're not communicating like that with ourselves amongst the boys. So, like, a lot of times I've heard, like, oh, well, you got me looking stupid, or they probably think this about me. Like, they're not thinking anything about you. Not a fucking thing. Like, you're thinking more about this situation due to it making you feel embarrassed, uncomfortable, whatever. So handle that embarrassment or whatever in private with me. Don't blow up the fucking day wherever we're at just because of your embarrassment or whatever your feelings are in the moment. Like, deal with this shit in private as a real couple. That's how you actually build a fucking bond and actually deal with your issues. Is we can have a problem and we can address it later in private amongst ourselves.
Home cooking, cleaning, blah blah blah, and the guy should be bringing in the money.
I don't necessarily subscribe to gender roles, especially in the era that we are in now. Like, we have to adapt. Like, relationships is not in the '60s and like, we have to adapt. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily. I think men should be able to cook as well. You know what I mean? Take care of the children. I think it should be more of a partnership. You get what I'm
That's
saying?
what we're saying.
So wait, you believe in going 50-50?
Not in a. It doesn't necessarily have to be strictly finances. You know what I mean? But
I mean, with everything.
no, it should be. I actually believe in 100 and 100. You get what I'm
Amen.
saying? But it's a partnership. That's what a marriage is. A partnership,
Exactly.
right? You
It's
wouldn't
like a
go into no
business.
business, no opportunities with no business boy, and not go half with them. You or let them do most of the work, or you do most of the work. Like,
Y'all
that
getting paid the same shit.
Yeah, it
So
wouldn't
if
be.
you're the only one that has the jobs, what do you believe that your wife should do then?
Then that's different. If I'm the only one work, obviously there's a compromise. Like, but most women are working. Then most people can't afford their wives to be really
Absolutely.
at home anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all ethnic groups of men. We looked at the average what men make in America as an average. It's not enough to support a woman and kids just for her staying at home. So she might have to work. I'm not saying she got to do 80 hours or whatever the case is, but she might have to bring in some income to support our family. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
And
only right.
But this is what I told about picking up the slack. You know what I mean? If you working and contributing to the bills, I should be able to come home and help with the kids. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Cook dinner sometimes. You know what I mean? It should be a compromise in all facets.
Well, you guys will literally be surprised at like
I'm not surprised because
thousands of the comments that we get. Like, you guys should be cooking,
Constantly.
cleaning. Or if a guy said, yeah, but you guys have desk jobs. It's not the same.
But but my thing is like, who told you to go get that physical job? Why don't you use your brain the same way? Why is it that it has to become an extra
let her
burden to
finish.
me because you chose to do a physical
labor.
job? That's not my fault.
I mean, in society, men.
It's not every nigga chooses. Like, a lot of people doing these physical, like, skilled labor jobs are either doing them because they went to a technical trade school and do them and they pay fucking well, or they are skill-based jobs that they have learned how to do the skills for and do not have, we'll say, higher education that would open certain doors for them to be able to get access to a sit-down job, or they live in a place that the market doesn't support those type of jobs. But yet, if you are a woman, then these type of markets where it's, say, like, it's more like rural and industrial, like, there's not a lot of men working in administrative work in these places. They're typically the people that are doing the labor there, and then there's a lady in the office. Are there sometimes men working these roles? Sure. But it's more often than not, it is a woman working these roles. It's not fair to be like, oh, well, it's not my fault that you went and got this job. I think it's not fair for you guys to put up with, not just these women here, but like just women in general, and men too. You're putting up with shit in your relationship, and you're complaining that somebody in your relationship doesn't do more. Stop taking that shit. fucking reset the fucking table or leave that relationship. Because if somebody's just being lazy in a relationship and you're not getting no extra fucking help and they're like, oh, well, I got a hard job, I don't give a fuck, buddy. You're not getting shot at. You're not fucking chasing down criminals. I don't give a fuck. Pull your weight, because I'm pulling mine. That's all I don't give a fuck. That was your job. That was your job when you was getting the pussy, when you first got together. It's still your job now, but now you're too tired and can't do nothing. I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. Because you'll find, not just men, but men and women, motherfuckers will find the time to go bullshit and do fucking a Call of Duty match. All kind of bullshit. I find myself finding the time to do all kinds of fuckeries. Why don't I have the time to be able to go to do what's necessary to make sure my relationship is healthy and lasting long? Like, it's very simple.
Really have to do these physical jobs.
They
You know
don't-
what I mean? Because
but
women are not volunteering to do these physical jobs. You know what I mean?
That's still not.
They're available to the women, though, so you can't say women are volunteering. Like, she is correct. These women are using their fucking brain to go get a sit-down job or go get a administrative job or to go get a job where it's not breaking my motherfucking back. It's not my fault that a lot of men don't take time to go to these places. And then sometimes there is a gender bias for a lot of these hiring practices for these places as well. So men that do want to go to these jobs, that do apply, they don't get fucking in because they want those filled by women. Is it stupid? Sure. But let's not act like there's not women being barred from work that men typically do because they don't want any fucking women around. Bro, we'd be here all day.
Not my problem. I'm still paying half these bills and I'm still tired. You still get tired working an office job. Maybe not as tired as you, but you're still tired.
No, you're drained. I'm not saying you are drained. You are tired mentally.
And then for us to come home and do everything?
But like I said, he should see that and pick up the slack where you liking it. You know what I mean? That's what a relationship should be.
Yeah, I think both men and women, because even in our comments, we'll have women that be like, well, I shouldn't have to pay no bill. I'm working. My money is, we always hear from women, a man's money is her money, but my money is my money.
No,
I don't believe that.
You know what I
I
mean?
don't
So
believe
it's
that.
like, okay, well, I am working and you're working, but I expect you to pay all the bills. Well, I could spend my money on Fashion Nova and Shein and all these other shit for myself. You get what I'm saying? And that to me is a very selfish woman if she's doing
That
that.
absolutely leaves a sour taste in my mouth. How can you look at your man's struggle knowing that he's paying the bills and then you're working equally, getting money, and you're just watching him basically contribute all this and not bring nothing to the table?
It
And
feels
for me,
good. It feels good for me to pay half my bills.
yeah, like we got this together. This is us. I'm not gonna sit here and look at you like, do a good job, sweetheart. I'm gonna go run it up. I'll be back. Keep working though.
I hear a lot of women say they have to pay bills only because they want to have leverage in a relationship. They don't want to feel like the man can just kick them out or whatever the case may be.
That's half of it.
Yeah, but that's wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. I think that mentality is wrong.
It is wrong, but like situations make you like that. Like I don't want to be like that, but my past.
Then I think that's a poor partner for you. You get what I'm saying? Because
Also, using your past to inform decisions in your relationship with a new person, I think is also like you've not really dealt with your baggage. At least how I do it. I try and step into each new relationship. I don't give a fuck what's happened in the past. You are the person who I'm dealing with today. I clean slate. You got carte blanche until you fuck up. Otherwise, I'm gonna be mitigating anything that we could have together or stopping any great progress we could have or connection or bond that we could build. But like in the past, these bitches used to do this to me instead of, hey, vocalize this is either something I didn't have or I would like to have moving forward with the person I'm talking to now. And we just move forward that way. Again, it requires a level of communication that you have to mature to be able to get to, or have fucked up enough shit in my case that I at least have a greater understanding of how I would like to be in a relationship and how to move in them. Because otherwise, you're just going to be doing a lot of posturing on, I'm a man, you're a woman, it should be like this should be like that, instead of, I'm a person, I'm trying to survive in the world. I like your fucking face. We get along well together. How do we build this? How do we want to see it be built? How do you want to be taken care of? How do you would like to be interacted with? How do I want all of these things? If we can't communicate these things, especially the older we get, trying to find like a real long-term partner, like you're just going to keep hiding behind all these other things instead of just saying the shit that needs to be said.
when men are providing for their families, they're investing everything. It's not like, oh, well,
Come on, guys, but we gotta be serious. We're human beings. What if a guy all of a sudden turns up and decides to kick you out?
why would he do that?
You don't know, but I don't know.
There could be a new
that.
coworker.
Why would you live with the nigga and not have your name on the lease? Why would you live with a person without learning prior to moving in what the housing situation for those who are not on leases in that particular city? Stop letting how you feel about a person because they give you good sex or just because you love a person stop you from making sure that you do your own due diligence and responsibility of being aware of what your risks are. Risk management is necessary. It is your responsibility to look into it. You get into a relationship, move in with a nigga, and you don't get your name put in on a lease. You don't find out exactly how that can be. What happens if you break up before you move in? That's your fucking fault. You put yourself in a stupid situation. Be like driving a car, crashing it, and then finding out you need fucking insurance and a license. Be like, oh, well, I had no idea. I just got in this motherfucker today. And your lack of not knowing doesn't make you precluded from fucking the repercussions of a bad fallout now that you didn't know. That's just dumb. It's very immature.
Something you never know.
I'm saying y'all thinking about this wrong shit. If you spend as much time on figuring out how to make your man happy, or rather than thinking about what he could do if he wouldn't do it, or these crazy ass hypothetical. Exactly.
But the thing is that you act like we know all that we're gonna get with this guy specifically. They become Prince Charming and out of nowhere flips like
but both.
That's facts though. That's facts. I've not really had it happen to me by a woman yet, where the woman that I've met on day one typically is still the same woman I know, minus all the heartbreaking bullshit I done caused in her life, and who I've through interacting with me changed her into. They're still the same woman, but I know a lot of niggas that put on the facade. As soon as they get a bird, they're like, I ain't gotta do none of this shit no more. And I'm like, that's terrible. It's fucking terrible. Don't move like that. That's not good.
Yeah, but not always, bro.
But it's not even about being a narcissist, because women they ran that word too. Right? But I'm just saying, men have that same. We have that same fear too. We can bust our ass providing for a woman, buy her the new.
Let alone get married to
buy
her.
her the new red bottoms, and she can walk right out your life with those. Like, you get what I'm saying? So we can't just sit here
and let her walk out of your life with them red bottoms. You bought the gift for her. Fuck you gonna do? You gonna put them on? Like, shit is stupid. At least the gifts part. It's something. It's a pet peeve of mine. Motherfuckers buying things and then wanting them back. Like, you niggas that give out engagement rings, you don't deserve them back. You gave it to the bird. It's now hers. Just because she does not want to continue that union doesn't mean so. Because if you think that, oh, well, if she wants a divorce, what's she supposed to do? Get the goddamn wedding band back too? Stupid. Stop giving gifts that you hold some type of like reciprocal nature to. Like, you don't, just because you give this gift does not mean that you're supposed to receive X thing. This gift is supposed to be given in love, and once it's given in love, it is no longer your possession. That's how it should be. These niggas, even women do shit. Give me back all my shit. Like, you petty X. Stop. No. If it's given, and it's gone. There's nothing else to it.
Act like it's just one side. Both
It's
men
not.
and women do
Absolutely.
the same thing.
Absolutely.
Like, so.
But I'm telling you because it's like, my friend, for example, let's just say that. This man, I witnessed it with my eyes. Best dad. Like, I'm talking about provider. He would do like he was just the best. From one day to another, switched. Completely had a new family, a whole kid. And then it's like, you get scarred with things like that. You don't know.
Once again, you're looking from the outside. You don't know what she's doing to make him feel unhappy. And that's what...
That nigga is not listening. Niggas does not have two families and treat two families good due to being unhappy. That is not what we are dealing with right now. This nigga had a whole family, was super dad. Then he's got a whole nother family, playing super dad to them. That is a jarring situation. Why is he doing this? I don't fucking know. But that's that nigga's problem. That's that person's individual scar shit. You letting that bleed over to you like, oh, well, if that's the extent of what a nigga could do, gotta watch these niggas. You do. You gotta watch every motherfucker. You don't know what a person could do. You have no idea. That's why you watch people. But you don't watch them because you're like, oh, I seen this nigga do this. That's crazy. That's crazy.
When it comes to, look,
I mean,
that's very insensitive for you to be like, oh, well, he been paying the motherfucking bills, good father, and now because he's motherfucking tired of the shit, he's the dirt bag.
Let me ask you a question. You really think he just woke up?
One day.
Yeah.
You really think that happened? Come on.
You got to look at both sides.
He was contemplating for.
The bro wasn't contemplating. Unless the dynamic that they actually have greater detail on than I do, because I'm assuming that the relationship started after and he started a whole new family like it was nothing. That's whatever. You don't start a whole new family where you have another family if you wasn't already cheating on one of these people or both of these people at the same time. Man was cheating. Underlying issue here. Man was stepping outside of one relationship, either direction. That nigga was doing a madness.
Oh wow, I'm telling you, especially for a man to leave a woman, men don't really leave women like that, bro.
It's very hard.
I mean, I can understand and I can admit.
Niggas don't leave good box. Niggas will say with a terrible woman is if the box and the throat is on 3,000, niggas will stay. But again, I present you with find me a person you think has good box, good throat, good person that you think is like, oh, they're beautiful, all this. I'll find you motherfuckers tired of their bullshit. I guarantee you, I will find you a motherfucker tired of their bullshit. Just because you have things that make it easier for most people to stay does not mean every person will stay.
If to say like, oh, my friend's problematic, she would fight all the time. She would go out club and she would do this and she would do that. Like, it wasn't the case.
But
She was a
that
great
doesn't mean
mom.
she's doing what he needs. Great
He
mom.
he wasn't good in bed at all. She was the one doing everything in bed. It's like I see her.
But you're hearing the story from one side. Of course, your friend gonna paint herself.
Let's say her side is real. Where's the responsibility in her not taking whack dick no more? Where's that responsibility? I just would like to know. Where is it? Where? Because if you're doing all the work, you're doing all the extras, and he's still giving you subpar dick, why are you still putting up with it? I don't give a fuck if you got a family or not. I'm not dealing with that shit. The fuck? I'd rather be new relationship, getting good sex, and taking care of my kids still, than same relationship, getting bad sex, being unhappy, doing all the extras. You got me fucked up. You got me fucked up.
In the best image possible.
He was my friend too, though.
And what was he telling you?
And you out here dragging that nigga.
Yeah, what was he telling
He
you?
just he to this day he calls and doesn't know what the fuck happened. To this day he wants to come back home.
Yo, friend, come on the show. Friend, come on the show.
I swear to God, he
Yo,
doesn't
friend,
know
defend
what the
yourself.
fuck happened.
We need to
He
hear
got
the
bored.
other
Men
side.
get bored. So men don't get bored.
Women,
Niggas get bored all the time. Shit. Getting bored is just a thing. Are you a fucking adult? Just because you get bored don't mean you get to do shit. Like, oh, I got bored, so I started driving my car on the sidewalk. Or driving it on the street just wasn't thrilling enough. Like, no. Such immature thoughts.
women get more bored.
Yeah.
Women get more bored.
What percentage of women filing for divorce? 77%, or something like that. Come on, man.
I just feel like
All right. So, that was it for this one. I don't know, man. Just a lot of times with these, I just feel like there's always a imbalance of focus. Like, it's always catering more towards men. It's always catering more towards women. We're all shit. Ain't nobody fucking good. I don't give a fuck what you is. You could be asexual, fucking transracial, fucking doesn't matter. Everybody's fucking shit. That's why we just all want good people. So I then think if everybody's shit, then how do I deal with another shit person? Oh, if I can communicate. Everybody sucks. So learn how to fucking communicate. Let's stop hiding behind, gender roles and this is what a man or a woman should be doing. All that shit is stupid. Find out what the fuck work in your relationship with your partner and lock the fuck in. Otherwise, just be open and honest about what you're doing out in these streets so you keep whoever you're fucking with safe, they can keep themselves safe, and you can keep yourself safe. Other than that, you'll have no goddamn problems. All this, she better do this, he better do that. Shut up. You only say that if you're talking directly to the person you're in a relationship, telling them what you would like them to do. And you can't be making no demands. You make it a demand, you turn it into a hostage situation. I'm liable to kill the hostage, which is the relationship. So don't play with me. Because, boy, the blicky is on the relationship's head. Don't make no goddamn demands of me. I'll blow all this shit up. That's it for me on this one. I'll probably do some more of these because, like I said, I got a couple more. But, you guys let me know what you think about any of this. Please do drop a comment, hit that like, subscribe. Patreon's in the description. If there's other ones specifically from these people or anybody else you'd like me to comment on or check out, please hit them in the comments. Send them to me directly on social media, whatever it may be. And yeah, see you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.